Hello, my name is Bianco. In this video we will have a look at a Rough Rider Classic G10, as they call it. It's been a while since the last Rough Rider that I did test out. Unfortunately, pretty much a disaster. Video is on YouTube. Those models were the Classic Barlow, and this one is the complete opposite. So the item comes in a nice cardboard box with a sleeve. We have that white sleeve that is over the box. We see Rough Rider Classic G10 in front too. There we have the number of the item, and on the backside it says always high quality handmade pocket knives. Yeah, that is a bit questionable. So we can open it up. It has that fancy schmancy magnetic closure flap. So as we open it up, the knife comes in a clear packaging there, and what you're gonna see is basically like that. Looks really nice how it is packaged. You can easily take it out. The knife itself is the classic folding hunter design from back then. Basically the two-blade version that most hunters in USA back then did prefer. Prior the Buck 110 came along with the lockback system. Then most hunters did switch to that, so that is a bit earlier in the time frame. Of course, back then not in the G10 version as we have it here, with a OD green and a tan G10 as bolsters. It was back then, of course, in more a traditional look like this one here. There is also a video of that one on my YouTube channel. So typical brass bolsters, on the front and on the back. We have a chigged bone in this version. Could be a stag back then, whatever they had. But this is more the traditional version. Of course, way heavier and a little bit thicker as well, because we have liners under the bolsters and the handle material. By the new version, the G10 version, we do not have any liners under the G10, so that saves us weight, also thickness, and the G10 itself is not that thick either. That just as a comparison with the regular, or with a regular possible historical correct version here with the bolsters and the jigged bone. So this one is more a modern approach, of course. Additionally to the materials, to the layout, we have a screw together construction. So if you choose so, you can even disassemble it if you want. The system otherwise is still the same. It's a slip joint with two blades, no locking mechanism. Just they saved on the liner material under the G10. We see they opted basically for a layer of the brown, the tan color G10 going all the way through. We have here about like 2 millimeter left, and then they milled a bit out that got filled in with the olive green G10. Of course they did glue it together as well there. So you see that on the seams. Over here the seams are a bit less accurate than as they pressed it down, as they glued it. So this on both sides, of course. So we have a little bit of thinner knife, and for sure a way lighter knife than the traditional design. Screwed together, as I did say. Still no lanyard hole, unfortunately. And the typical half stop blades, they have a half stop and then they are in the complete open position. Nothing they changed there. We have the double nail nicks We have a hollow ground Bowie style main blade, like a clip point there. We see they had to grind a bit there on the tang to adjust how the knife walks and talks. So you can close that back up, and then you can open the Skinner blade, also half stop for safety. Double nail nick, fully flat ground blade. In this case the tip is not that pointy here. Maybe that's just on that one. Anyway, the rest is relative nicely made. Of course it needed oil. The blade steel is a 440, quite likely A. 440 A steel, stainless steel, made in China, as the Rough Rider knives are mainly made in China, especially the cheaper versions. So yeah, that much about that. Easy to use, relative safe with the half stop. It should not fold on you, and you can see it has a good snap. So at least this version here, that works really well. The bigger one, the other one is the same. Maybe we just had bad luck with those Barlows, who knows. Anyway, nicely made. Fit and finish, good rounded off. The G10 has a bit milled or grinded in texturing there. We see it's not completely smooth, it has a bit texturing, so that is really nice in the hand. Now, for what reason would you like to have such a non-traditional version of that knife? Well, I would say first, because of the material, it gonna last you longer. As I picked up this one again from the collection, I saw on this side here the bone did crack. It's already fixed. I glued it and sanded it off, but there, of course, by the pin, the bone did crack just by itself, just by storage, and such a problem you quite likely not gonna have with the G10. Also, the G10 version is lighter, so if you actually want to carry it and have it with you, that is for sure easier to carry like that. It's also less easy to get damaged. Say if you drop that knife here again, or additionally, then maybe some other parts of the bone may crack. Maybe not instantly, maybe a bit later by storage, who knows. The G10 not gonna have that problem, and it's a more modern approach, so it's a bit something from both worlds. Some people use those knives as a survival knife, so that they sharpen this part here, this section here of the spine, not in a way that it cuts on top, but on the side. So just the top is maybe 10 millimeters or sharpened, so that you can actually use it on a fire starter, on a mesh metal fire striker, and that would be a great combination with that new G10 version, so that you have a bit lighter, a bit more durable knife, and still the classic look and feel on it. So yeah, price wise, those classic G10 knives are not the cheapest. I would say it's a bit in the middle. It depends. By Rough Rider, it's always a bit, as they come out with something new, and they do that frequently, the prices are relative on a higher level, on a top level. You don't see much on sale and all that, and then after a while, if you look around here in USA online, you find them relative cheap. So this model here, classic G10, they cost less than $10. I can't remember how much the suggested retail price is, but it's quite likely more like 25, something like that, with the G10. And Yeah, it depends. You need to look around for a deal, you know, and then you have a good chance to find something. And I would say for that price, it's for sure worth it, especially with the quality that we got. Next thing to do is find a correct leather belt sheet. I need to look what I gonna find where the knife gonna fit really well. Maybe even something in leather for this one and in cordura for that one. We see together with a fire starter, and then we have that set complete. The sharpness out of the box is okay, but it can be always better if you know how to resharpen knives. You can get always more out of it. So that much about the Rough Rider Classic G10 Folding Hunter.